Hey, everybody, Grand Rapids is growing super fast, and we're going to be talking about that in this video, and it's coming up right now. For things to do and sights to see, you are now watching Live Great TV, and I am your official host to Living Great in Grand Rapids and the West Michigan area. My name is Vaughn Greathouse. Hey, if you want to know more about the Grand Rapids area and what it's like to live, work, and have fun in West Michigan, make sure you go below, hit that subscribe button, snap that notification bell, or at least just hit the like button so you won't miss out on all the brand new videos that I'll be putting out each and every week, because I love making these videos for you. But even more than that, as a licensed real estate agent in the state of Michigan, I love helping you make that transition over to the West Michigan area. So my contact information is right below in the description. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, please feel free to reach out to me. I'm happy to help. And with that being said, let's get right into it. Welcome, everyone. It is Sunday night at 9 o'clock. I love hopping on, talking live, talking direct with you so you all can get a better feel for what it's like to actually live in West Michigan. I get calls and texts from people all the time, messages. I even had a few text messages today, and just really having a good time conversing with everyone who's deciding on where to live in Michigan. Now, you see these Pure Michigan commercials. You're seeing all sorts of advertising about Michigan. Some people don't even know about Michigan, but they're just like, maybe I'll try it out. I don't know. And so as you're making your way into it, I am the official host to Living Great in this area. So if you have anything that you need, feel free to reach out again. So I just wanted to hop on today and talk in particular about how fast the area is growing. Now, I've heard a bunch of comments. A lot of people just come here and there is just a sense of home. I think is as much, and maybe I'm a little biased, I don't know, but I've lived in different places all around the country, and every time I leave, I come back and I realize how much I actually like it here. So it's interesting. Even some of my ideas of like, maybe I want to move one of these days, maybe it'd be nice to move to a different part of the area, part of the country, or, different country or something, and as I'm choosing and deciding, I've been out west, and I've been out east and different things like that. So, down south, and people who are considering Michigan in particular always just think of Detroit. You got Car City, you got Music City, Motown, everything's out there. You have up north, Traverse City, you got the vineyards, you got Mackinac Island, you got the way nature-y type of scene. But no one really talks that much about West Michigan up until recent. The past probably 15 years, even just being born and raised, I'm in my 30s, and even being born and raised in, West Michigan, you didn't hear a ton about it. And it was just one of those types of towns where it was just kind of quaint. People did their thing, and it's right on Lake Michigan. So you have lake access, and growing up next to the water has been always just normal for me. So being in places where it's been dry and I haven't had as much luxury to be around the water like that, it's another highlight, and it shows how much greenery and nature is actually in the city. So I think this is my personal opinion. I don't know for sure, but as people are deciding on where to live, these are important things. They love having beauty around them. I mean, who doesn't want to see great nature? I mean, if you live in Arizona, you like the dry heat, you like that desert type of feel, you definitely can get a lot of that vibe there. You got the mountains that are out there. Down south, it's pretty humid. I always know that when I lived in down south in Florida, I was always a little muggy, so I definitely know when people are coming out here, they don't know what to expect. And so of late, people have been deciding to move to the West Michigan area. And I know I'm not the only real estate agent out there who's helping people transition to the area, because I'm hearing a bunch of stories just from talking with different agents, talking to people who are just around coming to visit for work or what have you. And so as they're coming, people are like, you know what? how much is real estate out here, and maybe I could take a look at some of the house. Or they stay in an Airbnb and they're like, wow, this is actually kind of nice. I just went walking down the road and, waving at people and just went and got some lunch, and it was actually pretty pleasant. And people are just enjoying that environment that I just grew up in. So as people come out here and, people are deciding to move and use me as a real estate agent, which I'm super grateful for. So thank you all. It's really one of those things where that's just how I am. I'm just straightforward. I enjoy being here. I love the nature, and, my family's here. So it's just a great environment to be in. And so as I connect with you over the internet, if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, or you just want to know a little bit more, maybe some specific things about your scenario and how that would fit here, I'm happy to help. I'm your official host of Living Great. So what I wanted to do was go over a couple articles that I found in regards to the growing population in Grand Rapids and West Michigan as a whole. Now, over the past years, there has been a lot of growth, a lot of explosion. And as Grand Rapids is being the second largest city in the state of Michigan, which is it's a huge deal because Detroit is known globally. So to be the second largest city in Michigan, it's one of those perfect little big towns. And it's not too big to where it's overwhelming and you don't know your way around, but it's not teeny tiny to where it's podunk, country farmland or anything like that. You had to go down to the city to get some groceries. No, it's a good normal type city. I wouldn't even say normal, just the population here is somewhere around 250,000 in Grand Rapids itself. However, in the metropolitan West Michigan area, there's just over 1 million people. So it's a good environment. You have places all the way north, south, inland, closer to the lakeshore, different areas, different strokes for different folks. So let me go over to my computer and show you exactly what I found. Matthew Conley says, I just left GR, was out exploring. Matthew, I hope you had a great time out here. People just seem to love it, and I love helping them as they're making their way around. So, if you need anything or have any questions, I'm super, super happy to help. So this photo right here is actually Bridge Street Market, and it's one of the newer downtown markets that a lot of people love to go to. I've been there. I've shot video there before. And so as people are going through there, there's a nice little coffee shop. Right here, they open those doors during the summertime so you can get a little breeze in there and whatnot. Easy, great location near some restaurants and shops and parks and things like that. So you definitely want to make sure you check out Bridge Street Market as you're coming to Grand Rapids. It is one of the new pinnacle spots in Grand Rapids. So this article in particular is saying that Grand Rapids is growing and people are noticing. Grand Rapids is consistently ranked as one of the best and fastest growing economies in the country. Downtown development is keeping pace with the growth. In this grand investment installment, we revisit some of the development projects that we first featured in January 2007. And where I'm free, take a break real quick. Where I'm reading from is Experience GR, and they have a ton of up-to-date information in regards to Grand Rapids, what's happening in the city. I've already placed that link in the description, so make sure you check out Experience GR. Shout out to the guys at to the folks at Experience GR. You do a great job, and I'm happy to share your platform with the people who are on doing more research. So the developments show no signs of stopping. Since we published this piece, they had an article in January 2017. In fact, in 2018, Headlight Data ranked Grand Rapids as the 7th fastest growing economy in the U.S. based on gross regional product over the previous 5 years. In the same study, Grand Rapids ranked second only to Las Vegas in most improved growth rate over that same period of time. And according to research released by U-Haul earlier this month, Grand Rapids is ranked the 5th highest growth rate of any city in the United States in 2018. Let me pause really quick because U-Haul, all right, anybody that knows U-Haul knows that that's probably the company you're going to use if you're moving. Like 9 times out of 10, you're probably getting a U-Haul and you're packing your stuff and you're traveling over to where you're going. So it's a big deal that U-Haul has ranked Grand Rapids 5th in the country. And it's awesome because we get to share that energy here. We get to, and embrace it. And so people who aren't used to the culture here, people who are not used to, getting waved at or, getting help when they need, just friendly people around and, smiles and just people just enjoying it, the lake life and, going, we have wineries nearby and restaurants and just, people who go to church, they do that type of thing, just festivals and events and things like that. They're welcome here. We welcome you to come here, enjoy yourself, live great. That's what we do best. So, ultimately, as you're making your way in, know that this is a place that a lot of people are deciding to really call home as they're in the West Michigan area. Now, if you want to live downtown with the hustle and bustle, or you want to move out there with the wine and cheese and vineyards, or you want to move in farmland, or you want to move where, they got, broken glass, it doesn't matter what you want. Your flavor is most likely here, and we welcome the people who are definitely deciding to come on out. So just to get back to this article and then move on to the next one. Nearby neighborhoods flourish. Healthy downtown development and workers, residents, retail, and other amenities has spilled over into nearby neighborhoods. Grand Rapids West Side, and that's where the Bridge Street Market is, for instance, continues to thrive, welcoming an eclectic mix of brew pubs, restaurants, coffee shops, and retail over the past couple years, including the regional retail giants Myers neighborhood, and that's exactly where that Bridge Street Market is. 37,000 square foot fresh market. You can go get your produce. People that are into the organic, they have a nice organic section, and right above it is the Hendrick apartment. So if you're considering moving and don't know exactly where to move in the Grand Rapids area, the Hendrick is right above Bridge Street Market. So if I go back, let me go back here, right up in here above where this orange is and these balconies are, that's called the Hendrick, and people love renting there. I don't know what type of leases they have, but at the same time, if you're interested, we can look into that together. But it's a great location. People love being in that area. There's a taco restaurant called Condado, which is right around there. O'Toole's is right over there. New Holland Brewing Company, Jolly Pumpkin. There's Butcher's Union. Everything's in that area, and it's amazing because you can walk around and do whatever you got to do. Or if you want, you can jump on one of those little green lime scooters or those little spin scooters and just hit the little bell and, cruise around. Just got to watch out for people. But it is definitely a great area to move, and I would definitely put my stamp on anyone who's looking to move to that area. So let's see what else they got. Another place is the Bricks, Midtown, and Diamond Place. They offer urban living with mixed-use properties with easy access area to area colleges and universities, restaurant, shopping. And that's more up Fulton area as you're getting towards like Lake, and then you're getting more towards like Heritage Hill, Martha's Vineyard area, Medical Mile, somewhere in that area as well. But ultimately, downtown, you cannot go wrong, especially if you just want to come out here, get used to the city, find out what your flavor actually is. It's a good, happy medium to move to as you're coming into Grand Rapids. A great place, between shops, museums, restaurants, whatever you want to do. Van Andel Arena's all down there. Just to get used to it, especially if you're like, I don't know where I want to live. I just want to come visit and see how it goes. That is definitely one of the places that I would recommend. Another place that I'll feel good about people coming to the area and just being in the mix would be the Granville area as well as in Holland. Those three places are all about 15 miles apart from each other. So, depending on what you like, depending on what your lifestyle is, give me a contact. Go ahead in the link below. Book a discovery call. I'll help you explore some of those ins and outs because it's different strokes for different folks. And I've helped people move down in downtown condos. I've helped people move out to farmland, and it doesn't matter. as long as you're living great. That's all I care about. So what I want to do now is go over to this other article that I found that talks about the forecast of the Grand Rapids area and go through that before I get off into a tangent. So here is the forecast as far as what they're seeing in Grand Rapids area, because one of the things I've been getting is, Vaughn, is the market going to crash? Interest rates are going up. I don't know what to do. Maybe I should wait. Maybe I should move now. Ultimately, if you're coming here for a job or something like that, come visit. Come spend a weekend. Get an Airbnb. If this is something that you're really saying, like, I'm highly considering one of these places, especially Grand Rapids, come hang for a weekend. Come, maybe spend 4 or 5 days out here. Find some things to do as far as what you're into. See how that goes. And if that goes well, you have something to look forward to when you do move. So as far as this goes, it says Grand Rapids is poised to attract people and have a strong demand for housing in the market. Investing in Grand Rapids rental property can yield a favorable return on investment. So this is specifically speaking towards the investors right here, but I want to give the interpretation to translate that into actually moving here. So Grand Rapids has enjoyed some of the greatest home appreciation rates in the nation over the past decade. Grand Rapids real estate rose 139.23% over the past 10 years, which equates to an average annual home appreciation rate of 9.1% and places the city in the top 10% nationally for real estate appreciation. What does that tell you? People love this area. I always ask the question to some of my clients who are considering renting or buying, and I say, what do you think is being made faster? People or land? And if you're looking at the growth rate and the statistics and the amount of people that want to be here because it's so affordable, you have such a plethora of options as you're living here. It's easy living and it's easy to move, find a place you want. You'll easily find and soon find that more people are coming, which is raising the value of the properties. And as these other metropolitan areas are deciding to leave these expensive cities, they're saying, you know what? I'm liking that. I'm going to get a house there. I'm going to get something affordable. And if the rates go up, hey, I got all that equity. I can sell later, or I could just stay put, refinance, whatever I want to do. So considering only the most recent 12 months, Grand Rapids appreciation rates were at 21.9%. Where do they do that? It is more than 79% of the nation's cities and towns. The most recent quarters, Grand Rapids appreciation rates were 7.51%. It amounts to an annual appreciation rate of 33.58%. That is huge. That is huge. So right now, in regards to the Grand Rapids area, we are looking at these are the trends as far as the Grand Rapids market. You have Grand Rapids, you have Wyoming. Now, I want to do a video about Wyoming pretty soon because people have been asking about that, and I definitely want to make sure that I give you the skinny on Wyoming and why people like it so much. The top areas that are seeing the most appreciation: Midtown, Heritage Hills South, Belknap Lookout, Hartside, South Hills, Ottawa Hills, East Hills, Easttown. Come on, this is everywhere in Grand Rapids. These are just spread out areas that are really just pretty much all of Grand Rapids that's right here. So just to tell you a little bit about it, but for the most part, the Grand Rapids area is growing. It is expanding. People are loving it here. And as much as I can help relay that information to you specifically, just know people are coming here because they love it. People are leaving. I would say people, and this is just from what I know, people are leaving because they're getting better job opportunities in contrast to what they do specifically. There are a lot of industries here. We have, this is furniture. They call this place Furniture City. They call it Beer City. There's a ton of, medical opportunities. There's a lot of colleges. This is sort of like a college town. People look forward to coming out here. It's been ranked as one of the best places to raise a family. It's been one of the best ranked places for singles. It is just it has so many dynamics to the city that as people come, you know, and they're worried about these little things that they may not like or may not fit in or may not have, literally it's all here. And Holland is another version, like a smaller version of Grand Rapids, but it has a lot more lake life and it is a bit more traditional than Grand Rapids. But at the same time, it still has a feel good, you know, that just southern hospitality, but it's actually in the north. So as you're coming, you're seeing exactly why people are flocking to the Grand Rapids area and why you should too. That is the statement on how and why people are moving, and this area is growing so fast. So let's just hop right over. I want to see if anyone else has any questions here. Let's see. Matthew says, I moved to Grand Haven in early. Yes, sir. It's great in the area, 30 minutes, any direction. You have so much to do. And that's 100% true. It is, it literally, you know, it's hard to get bored here. And it's a good thing because, you know, for people who don't have a ton to do, and let's just say you're a homebody, there's enough to do outside of it to where you're not overwhelmed, and you can still say, hey, I got out today, I did this the last week, and you're still able to create those memories even if you're a homebody. There's tons of projects around the house. I know a lot of people. My little brother, he's just the homebody type of person, but he still gets out. You know, they have like a small parade that's like literally a couple blocks down. He's like, I'll go check it out, you know? And so if that's the type of thing that you're into, or if you're always active and you're always wanting to be out and about and go to events and go to meetings and do things like that, Grand Rapids has that for you as well. So it's all about lifestyle. It's all about living great. And I'm here and I'm happy to help you make that transition over to the West Michigan area. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for stopping by. I am so excited to help you as you're making your decision to move over to the West Michigan area. Again, for things to do and sights to see, this is Live Great TV, and I'm your official host to Living Great in Grand Rapids and the West Michigan area. My name's Vaughn Greathouse. Hey, if you want to know more about the West Michigan area and what it's like to live, work, and have fun in West Michigan, make sure you go right below, take your finger, hit that subscribe button, slap that notification bell, at least hit the like button, so you won't miss out on all the brand new videos that I put out each and every week, because I love making these videos for you. But even more than that, as a licensed real estate agent in the state of Michigan, I love helping you make that transition to the West Michigan area. So go below, get a hold of me anytime. And with that being said, we'll see you on the next video.